Good morning, my friends. Excuse me. I thought we would have a little fun today. This is the last day of August. Yes! I think, isn't it? Oh no, we have one more to go. Sorry. So, almost last day. I'm sick of August. I'm so ready for fall. As you can tell, the neutral nails, which are my tiger set. Oh, I finally got to do them. I'm so happy. These are my color streets. I get them from Glitter and Shine with Ashley on Facebook. So please check for her. Ashley, I need fall and Halloween. Desperately, please save me. Okay. And this diamond painting will show that. So it's a cute one that I received and I got to choose for review. And I'm super excited to get to work on it. It's my half asleep owl. This is my life, folks. This is my life. And I chose this because we have a little bit of greens to blues and a little brown. So, the next diamond painting you see is going to be autumn. You're probably going to see more fall movement in the cross stitch and the drawing and everything I do. Because my mindset is ready for Halloween. It's been a horrible couple of months. And I am exhausted. My family is just worn out. So I have decided that rather than sit and wallow in this, try to get through this next couple of weeks because September 18th would have been Snowflake's birthday. And it's the first one I have to do without her. So, since I cannot have my beautiful little white shadow, we're going to do stuff. Since she liked to be goofy and sweet and fun, we're going to be a little goofy and fun, and she loved Halloween and fall and laying outside, and this is what we're going to move toward. Also, last year, my sweet, sweet friend Kelly had gifted me the haunted house from Diamond Art Club. I was very disappointed the other day when I realized there are no glow-in-the-dark diamonds. What the heck? So, I am going to need to buy some glow-in-the-dark squares to put on there. Now, I found out that there are now glow-in-the-dark ABs. Guess what I want for that diamond painting, because that's what it should have been in the first place. In my opinion, it's a massive undertaking. So I'm going to be a very busy lady. Also, I have to spend time with my friend playing Nintendo because, well, she was sweet and sent me a Switch and subscribed me up and sent me some Mario games because she knows I love Mario. I love Donkey Kong. These are the games of my childhood, and so is Pac-Man and Ms. Pac-Man. We cannot get a hold of Ms. Pac-Man. But she did find me Centipede for my DS Lite. Super happy. So in the evenings when my body wears out and tells me, you're done diamond painting today, lady. You're done stitching today because we're done. Guess what? We're playing games. And we're having fun at it. So, I think that ultimately, that's the point. Life needs to be a little bit of smiles and fun because we are obviously facing more problems. And I just am not in the mindset for more problems today. I'm not. I'm sorry. The only thing I don't like about this diamond painting, no DMC codes on the legend or the bags of drills. So it's going to take a lot of work, if they are high enough quality, to put them into anything else. It's basically just eye it. So what I do with those diamonds is I have this really cute teddy bear jar from some animal crackers, and what I'm going to do is finally get around to taking the doggone label off, and all of these drills that they're pretty, but I'm not trusting them, or I don't want to take the amount of time it takes to match them up. And believe me, I have an entire basket filled after these 3 years of working with you guys. So they're all going to fill up the teddy bear jar. And if they are too much, then, well, I'll buy another thing of animal crackers. I won't complain. So I'm going to show you some of these colors real quick so you can get a refresh on what we are looking at. Look at those turquoises. Oh my gosh. I live in Arizona, and Navajo territory is where you get the prettiest turquoise. Look at that. And then these pretty browns and deep green. Oh, see, I see the move into autumn when I look at this. So my brain is like, okay, this is a good transition piece for my very, very, very brown, tired brain. I live in Phoenix, so it's brown here, guys. It's just brown. It's a lot of brown. There's some spots of green, but, you know, lots and lots and lots of brown. Ow, I smacked my hand. So I figured we would do a whip and chat and work on this piece, and I'm going to attempt to have enough time today to just run through this thing. It's poured glue, so I can multi-place it very easily, as long as the glue is high enough quality. Hopefully, pray, because I really like this diamond painting, and I don't feel like having to seal it. So, okay, now, hopefully that handle hurt a little less. But I did pull out an old favorite pen. Oh, my Esky pen. Oh, my goodness. My sweetheart friend who sent this. Looky, sweetie, if you see this. My Eskies. I'm missing her so much. So much. And she looked like that. And that. She was my little smiley girl. She really was. Aw, these remind me of my babies. So, and then we had pulled out my Old Faithful Purple Monster. Love that color, of course. And my Arctic Shimmer. Also reminded me of my babies. But that's okay. I just need some change going on here. Some happy change. But what I'm going to do is work on the least amount first and go from there. Just because it's a little easier, and I've been in such a sifting mindset lately that my brain goes, you do the least amount of them first, so if there's any, you know, threads underneath, it's going to get covered up. So, sorry, that's where my brain is going. So, it just happens to be that that is number one. Okay, well, I guess it's that way today, which it works for me. It's fine. I probably will not even attempt to match these with anything. They'll just go in the basket awaiting the teddy bear jar, just because I have way too much going on right now with grandkids and son and worried about puppies and friend. I just, yeah, no, there's no time. And my oldest, or longest childhood friend, I should say, she's not my oldest friend, but she is my longest childhood friend. She is going to have to make a trip back to Michigan where she was born. Although she pretty much grew up out here. You know, they went back to Michigan every year. And this, one of her cousins, the one that she would go back and take her kids to Michigan to visit the family on that end, and her dad and everybody else, has finally disclosed that they have cancer, and it is now at the point where there's no winning the battle anymore. They have been trying, and they are failing, sadly. So please, prayers for my friend Bonnie and her family. She really could use them right now. It's like she said, and the hits just keep on coming. So, you know, we're having a hard time around here with, and I'm sure many people are, but for Bonnie right now, that is not a good thing to have happen. You know, she's lost almost her entire family, so, biologically. And she doesn't have much more than her eldest daughter, her grandson, and my family. That's almost all that's left. And that's sad because there aren't many in my family either. It's me, my kids, and my grandkids. So, you know, we're like 10 deep total with step grandkids included. And I say step because they're not legally related yet, but hopefully, you know, that will happen. I just, with the way things are on those fronts, I'm not sure what's going to happen. And I'm just kind of taking everything day by day. So today happens to be a happy Sunday. I woke up smiling. My sweet friend Jennifer Roberts, if you see this, my heart is with you all. I am praying for all of you so hard that something will cause that decision to be reversed. or that is for some positive purpose in the near future, because we know that the Lord does not hand us anything more than we can handle with His help. It just sometimes feels like it is more. So my prayers and thoughts are with you and your family, as well as with little Willow. So God willing, things will work out at, a very near future. At any rate, thankfully, Mr. Spirit has not seemed to have gotten any worse with his eyesight or the body weight challenges we're having with him having lost seemingly all of his muscle. And he looks real thin, and he's still running around playing, and, being a puppy, he just occasionally walks into a wall, and I cringe every single time that I hear a thud in this house. Oh my goodness. He's not completely blind. The poor baby, when Fluffers passed away, his eyesight went to nearly nothing, and his weight went away. And I think it's got something to do with broken heart syndrome. And the vet agrees with me that that seems to be what it is, and that we're probably very, very, very lucky that he feels so attached and so loved that he's still hanging on and fighting. There's nothing that can really be done. Just keep feeding him, loving him, watering him, playing with him, treat him like we always did, and don't move any doggone furniture. That's really what it comes down to. And my son is such a dork. He leaves chairs poking out, and I'm just like, oh my God. Because poor Spirit inevitably, no matter where it is, walks into them. This is what we're dealing with at the moment. Ladybug is doing extremely well, especially considering that even just last night, some dingleberry in my neighborhood decided to pop off fireworks within, I'd say, 2 doors of my house. I hollered out my window. I was so mad. And I'm one, for those of you who know me, I stay pretty quiet. I stay to myself. I don't really talk to anybody, because I don't like to put my issues on anyone else. I like to just stay to myself. It is a lesson that I learned again, and I have just kind of stuck by that. So, but I was so livid, so livid, that I just hollered out the window. And I never do things like that. But I was pissed, straight up pissed off, because Ladybug went running. I was scared to death she was going to have another seizure. It scared my son, which made me think, oh God, another seizure. And we had already had one yesterday with him. So, and the day before. And I was like, oh, please, Lord, not tonight. I'm so tired. And this was late at night. So you can imagine how very not pleased with whomever that was that I felt. And they are probably pretty lucky that I didn't have enough energy to come up out of my bed and go flying out of my front door, because I would have found them. I was so pissed. So I'm giggling about it because it's so not me to do something like that, but that was my mindset. And yeah, luckily I didn't cave into that. Otherwise somebody would have been calling the police, and we'd have needed bail money, because that's how mad I was. At any rate, they probably don't want to do it tonight. Let's just say they don't want to do it tonight. I'm not in that mood. It's illegal at this time of year, and it used to be always illegal in Phoenix, and I cannot, for the life of me, understand what our lawmakers were thinking when they engaged fireworks in a very dry desert. What in God's name would possess anybody to do that in a place where we have wildfires every single year? I'm lost on that one. Governor Ducey, typical of you, to allow that crap. Anyway, not my favorite person, folks. I'm laughing at myself for a good reason. Because if I don't today, I probably will just collapse in absolute emotional and physical exhaustion, and I'm just don't have time for that. Truthfully, I don't have time for it. Okay? I'm busy. I am way too busy for that. I'm looking at where our next symbol is going to be for me that I'm going to choose, but we're going to jump a little bit down to 19 because that is nearby and it's a small color, and that's another yellow. So, yeah, that's what's been going on here the last few days, is me debating whether or not my neighbors were going to disappear into the desert, or if I was going to end up needing bail money because they were hurting my puppies and my son. So, yeah. I was shocked because even Chrissy, who is what horse people would refer to a horse that doesn't spook easily, we call them bulletproof. Chrissy's pretty doggone bulletproof in that way, and she went running under the bed. So that tells you how darn close to my house that was. So if you hear news that I have gone out and kicked a neighbor in the shin, you'll know why. Sorry. I think it's funny. Okay? So, a little humor can go a really long way sometimes. And when you're super, super tired, sometimes your sense of humor can be a little bit twisted. And that just makes me think even more of Halloween. Because, you know, my family has called me the Queen of Halloween for many years. Because I am known for doing things to scare the living crap out of my friends and family. Just for a good giggle. Yep. That's me. I love Halloween. It's awesome. And I pass this on to my kids. Particularly my daughters. So, and they're the ones with kids. God help those kids when they turn into teenagers, because knowing my daughters, they're going to pull a mom. So, yep. I hope so. I do. Because it's a lot of fun. You know, that's the time of year when it finally starts to cool down here. And it's just so much happier. And we have a good time. And so my family and I try to make the very most of the Halloween season and simply enjoy one another's company and what little bit we are able to see one another. Yeah. And September 3rd, I get to see my oldest daughter because I have a doctor's appointment with a new pain moron. Because, you know, again, Governor Ducey struck a couple of years ago and made it so difficult for patients with chronic pain to receive appropriate treatment in this state that I have to go to the third pain specialist in 2 years, all to go around the struggles and have them tell me to smoke marijuana, which I'm life-threateningly allergic to. And I'm like, and on top of that, I can't stand the smell of it. I don't like being anywhere near it. I respect that it is super helpful medically to so many people. I'm not against it in that way. I'm against it for me. You know, the closing throat and stinky crap is not me. Yeah, we've been going around and around in circles lately with all of that over the last year and a half, 2 years. So I'm just refusing anything like that. And if they just keep going, then I'm just going to go, forget it. I'm done with medical treatment. Go away. Leave me alone. I'll go back to just sitting in my room. Doing my crafting. Not the life I want, but it, you know, it just, you reach that frustration level. And so my oldest daughter is going with me because A, I'd rather spend some time with her than with some random taxi driver. And B, I want somebody who's been there for the entire struggle I've had since the car accident to witness, hey, listen, we're getting sick and tired of people treating my mom like she's a drug seeker. She hates taking the crap. She prefers to stay as far away from every single medication as she physically can. But it's inevitable. A, she's over 50 and your health begins to diminish. And B, she's been sick since, you know, the year 2000 when a drunk driver tried to end her life. So, yep, taking my bear along with me. And then she said that because we don't get much time together, we're going to make a mommy-daughter date out of it. So I guess she has something planned for afterward. And when Bear plans something, it usually means coffee or lunch or breakfast or, you know, just a little time to chat. So I will take it in a heartbeat. I miss my Bear. She is my eldest child, who is now 33. Where did the years go, folks? My goodness, where did the years go? I'm looking at this going, really? It's been 33 years since she was that tiny little baby in my arms. Oh my gosh. It's suddenly gone in the blink of an eye, and you never expect it, and you turn back and look around, and those years have flown. And it's weird because, you know, when we're kids, and I have to tell my grandsons this every once in a while, particularly Danny, you know, and now Charlie has reached an age where, you know, to him, time is moving so slow, and you can tell. You know, when we're a kid, time crawls by. And as we get older, it speeds up a little bit. When you hit the age where your children have children, let me tell you, time just slips past you in the blink of an eye. Literally, you turn around and go, oh my gosh, where did 30 years go? Where? It doesn't feel like 30 years. So yeah, that is the dilemma on that one. You know, you sit back and realize time flew past you, and somehow you got lost or missed it or something, and your kids became parents, and you became a grandparent, and you're sitting here going, okay, can we stave off great grandparent for about 15, 20 years, please? Because I'm really good with not going there yet. Thank God. But, you know, the reason I say that is because one of my soon-to-be adopted granddaughters is 13. What the heck, guys? What the heck? How did I end up with teenagers for grandchildren? No! That's not cool. I keep telling them I'm old. I'm not that damn old yet. And they just laugh at me. I guess it would be funny on that end, you know? Wow. The years go by so fast. Please, if you are young, because I know I do have a few viewers that are a little younger than me, just, you know, take a moment, stop, and look around, and take a snapshot in your mind, or even on your phone if you can, and remind yourself later on that they didn't just go away. The years didn't just fly past and you miss everything. Thankfully, I have quite a lot of memories from this last few years, and having the grandbabies, and this last one is a day I will never, ever, ever forget. But I don't think any of my family will ever forget that day. But, you know, you just have to stop a second, breathe. I know life is crazy busy, and with this pandemic, it's so much nuttier, and people are arguing and fighting over vaccinations and wearing masks, and come on, folks. Really? Really? Whatever you believe, that's on you, okay? But you don't need to be rude to anybody else because they believe differently. You just don't. This doesn't have to be a time of fighting. And that's what's starting up again. And I'm just standing back going, Lord Almighty, help these people, because they don't seem to see that thousands of people are dying again. They're dying in droves. Can we just stop and take stock of what we still have? Be grateful for your family, for your home, for your friends. Because at any second, they could be gone. You know, and as scary as that is, I personally know very well how quick that happens. Just take a moment and breathe. Breathe in everything around you, everyone around you, so you don't forget. So it's not gone in the blink of an eye. sorry to get serious. It's just that, you know, like, jumped into my head. I'm like, wow, where did 33 years go? And where did this last 2 years go? Because I'm so at a loss for what do we do with those that we love and miss, and we are mourning and yet trying to move forward all at the same time. And I know very personally how hard that is. But guys, we just need to remember that there isn't anything we can do to change it. All we can do is change our way of looking at it. And that means don't attack the people around you, because you don't know. You just don't know. None of us do. So, sorry about the serious. My goodness. Here I am. I'm in a really good mood. I just want to enjoy a little bit of the hopefully soon to go summer. Make it go away, please. I want my fall. I want autumn, which we really don't get much of anything like that here. But, you know, for us it means cooler temperatures. I am shocked at the weather we have had for this summer. It just, oh my goodness. Knock on wood, somebody please, because we did not hit 120. What the heck? Like today, here we are. It's August 29th. Our high in Phoenix is supposed to be 108 degrees with low humidity. Wow. Wow. That hasn't happened since I was a kid. So I'm just in awe of the fact that global climate change sucks, and yet it gave us a nice summer, which was good. We needed a mild summer with everything else being thrown at me. The last thing I could handle was extreme temperatures amidst that, because my lungs won't take it. They just, nope. They tell me, stay inside where it's air conditioned, don't move, don't breathe, don't even think about it, lady. You know, that kind of deal. Hence, the Nintendo Switch. Because there's been days where I just cannot catch my breath, and today's one of them. So, we're diamond painting. I am sitting here. I have you sitting in front of my bedroom window so that I can stare out front, because I am at the front of the house. Excuse me. And there's this big, gorgeous mesquite tree with wind chimes in it in my front yard. And this is what I like to sit and drink my coffee and listen to videos and work on in the mornings. Whatever I'm going to do. Because I can't be outside anymore, I need to see the outside. And that's my coping mechanism, I think, is because I can't be there, doesn't mean I can't enjoy it. So, yep, that big tree is so pretty. One of these days I'll have to take you outside and show you. But I found a piece of the wind chime in my yard the other day. Apparently the wind was so bad it blew one of the chimes off. I'm like, no! So I'm going to at some point need to get on the ladder with my pliers and get up there and fix it, because I love the sound of the wind chime when the wind picks up, and we get, you know, a decent amount of wind. So a lot of breeze. Where I live is near a dry end of a riverbed. It's the Salt River, but we're at the dry end of it. So it's had some water this year because we actually got a little bit of rain, enough to bring us out of the drought. I was so happy when I found that out. I know that may sound like something minor to a lot of people, but when you've grown up in a desert like this, man, every drop of rain is just such a blessing. And I know a lot of you are like, ugh, the rain again, especially those in the UK. But be thankful, because it is so hard to live in a drought. I would so much rather have rain, but I just won't leave Arizona. Ever. I'm not moving out of Arizona. So, you know, Jilly, stop it. I'm not moving to Minnesota. Ever. Ever, ever. It's too cold. And y'all have Wendigo there. No. Not going there. It's almost Halloween time. I wanted to already start putting autumn decorations up. My son was like, no. Mom. Nope. put it back. It's not coming out. It's still August. So, yeah. Yep, day after tomorrow. It's going on my piano. I'm done. I need it to not feel quite so much like summer. This has been a rough summer, so I'm ready for this one to be done. I am. But, you know, I also look at the fact that there's so much more that could have gone wrong. And I'm blessed that it didn't. So, sorry I'm diamond painting kind of slow today because my hands are a little bit shaky. So, that is kind of complicated to deal with. But, yeah, you do it. You just do it, you know. He's joking the kids. Do it. You feel froggy, jump. See how it works out for you. But, yeah. My daughter is like, you know, I don't know how you did it, Mom. I don't know how you did it. I'm like, I don't know. I have no clue how I did anything I did. I just did it. You all were a handful, but we just muddled through. So, yeah. So, I don't know what anybody else's plans for this upcoming week are. Mine are rather up in the air because, like I said, I have a doctor's appointment on Friday, and I don't want to go. It's a new doctor. I don't like new doctors. They're usually ignorant, but that's okay. If it doesn't work out, it will untie, at least temporarily, my regular doctor's hands for helping me. Because, you know, the state law requires, and the clinic that I go to, the office I attend, requires that I go through these steps in order to get help from the doctor that I do trust. So, you know, it was 3 pain specialists I had to get through. And if all of them acted like fools, well, then we could skip the pain specialist for about 6 months. So, that's what I'm fearful is going to happen. Because I'm just so tired of this. I don't like going to different doctors. I don't like this dance. Just, can't you people just coordinate and talk and not make me talk to everybody? Especially when it involves leaving my house. I don't like to leave my house. Especially since, you know, the beginning of last year. I'm not in any mood to walk out the door unless I'm with my daughters to run to the store once in a blue moon and come straight back home. I just don't want to be out there with other people. No, thank you. So, that's kind of where we're at with that. But yeah, I'm going to have to leave the house and go to a place where there are other humans, and none of them feel well, so that just, I'm like, okay, help. So yes, my eldest is going with me. She's going to take me. That ought to be fun, though. Once it's over. And she and I can go have a cup of coffee or a matcha green tea or something. I don't know. Who knows what that lady has planned? You never can tell. She's like me. She's not in good health, sadly. And so both of us each day is a different fight. And we just kind of muddle through. And I know a lot of you also have conditions like fibromyalgia, diabetes, which is what, you know, she struggles so hard with. And I really highly suspect that both of my girls are fibro patients. Because they have a lot of the typical symptomology for it. And I'm like, oh, geez. No. No. I don't want them stuck like me. And mine got triggered by the car accident, but they say that you most likely had the genetic predisposition for it, or you wouldn't have developed fibro. So, if that is the case, which is what research is, again, indicating, there's a whole lot of research into fibro. They don't seem to care, but that's okay. It's okay. It's one of those things. Oh, there, we hear from another country. It's a tiny baby. It's my tiny alpha. That's Crazy Chris. Yes. I don't really know what I'm going to do this week other than the appointment. I plan to do some stitching, some diamond painting, and probably some gaming. Coloring is rather out of the picture right now, and I'm working on a special drawing for said eldest child that I had hoped to get done by her birthday, but life intervened and made that not work out, and she is not aware of it, so I'm sure she will be very, very, very pleased and surprised when it finally reaches completion. It's a big one, and it's, you know, as big as the tiger. Excuse me. And it is just as detailed, only it's got an artistic flair to it. So for me, that's even harder. It's weird. Most people have trouble doing realism and hyperrealism, photorealism, whatever you want to call it. And for me, that's the easy kind. I have trouble throwing anything that's kind of artsy-fartsy into it. You know, painterly looking as far as not realism. I don't have an illustrated bone in my body. And the way I shake means I can't do fine lining and stuff, so that's why I don't even try with illustration work. Because my hands just, nope, no thank you. But that's okay. I'm able to do something a lot of people find super, super, super hard. And I look at the illustration artist and I'm like, oh my gosh, how do you do that? It's amazing. So, yep. That's just how it is. We're almost done with this color, and then I will let you go, because, yeah, I've had you on here for, you know, good 37 minutes. We're good. So we will have gotten all the yellows done. Yay! Not my favorite color, so I'm happy to get it done, but right now it's bright and cheery, and I'm enjoying that part. And I hope that you all are enjoying this little visit that we're having. Just kind of switching topics, and I don't know. It's just where my head's at. So, there we are. Kind of all over the place, which is, again, not unusual for me. I've always got everybody else on my mind, and what can I do to make things easier for them. And then, at the end of the day, it's, or the very beginning of the morning, it's, okay, get the stuff that's in your own life and in your head done and out of the way so that you can move forward and help everybody that you know as much as you possibly can. Because, you know, focusing on my own trouble is not good therapy for me. Helping other people with theirs, that seems to be therapeutic for me. So we run with that as much as possible. At least I try to. I don't always succeed at reaching out to everybody the way I would like. I just get so busy. It seems like, you know, people look at my life and they're like, oh, well, you don't do anything. You're retired. You just sit there. I'm not actually retired. I'm retired from work outside of my home. But, you know, I'm a caregiver for my son. Which, you know, is a jump up. No matter how you feel, you got to be ready to go. 24/7, 365. It doesn't ever stop. So, yeah. Really not as retired as people like to think I am. And then I try to do whatever I can with the channel to squeeze in with everything else going on. And lately, this past year and a half has been not a lot, and I'm so sorry for that. I get little spurts where I time and I can do things with you all, and then life kind of jumps in the way again, and I have to stop, take a moment, take a breath, deal with all of that, and then when I get 5 seconds, I sit down and try to work on something, and when I have 30 minutes, I try to film for you guys. So I do try. I'm so sorry. My life just does not let me schedule anything. Nothing. Between my son's health and my health and Ladybug's seizures, you know, and Spirit and his health issues, I don't have time to schedule literally anything. I schedule doctor's appointments, and I have to be very, very, very mindful so that I can actually make it to them. If they would just do phone visits with me, my life would be so much easier. But they've kind of stopped doing that at the moment. And because this is the first appointment, I have to go in. But I am going to express to the gentleman that if we are going to continue this relationship, let me warn him, I don't leave my house. So anything he needs to do, particularly during Corona and Delta, he needs to find a way to do it by phone. Because that's the only thing that I'm available to do at this juncture in my life. Nope. Sorry. The ERs around the country are already full enough. They don't need this old bat in them. I'm good. I'm good. Don't need to go there. I have managed to avoid ending up a patient in a hospital for over 2 years. Knock on wood. And I'd like to keep it that way. I am not trying to have to go in for Dilaudid shots and stuff again. Those suckers hurt. But I will tell you what, oof. I think the vaccination shot, the second one, hurt worse than any Dilaudid shot I've ever gotten. Believe me, I've had some nurses put it in where it leaves a big old knot in my arm. But the vaccination did the same thing, and it was really, really painful for a few days. But man, I would do it again. Let's just tell you, because at least I feel like I have a little bit of protection to go out and have a cup of coffee in the car with my daughter. You know, we'll order it through the drive-thru and we'll stay in the car. But I didn't even feel safe to do that up until recently. And then, you know, now I'm kind of looking at it and going, but you can't completely stop living. You have to do doctor's appointments. You can't get around all of that. So, since you have to do it, why not enjoy those moments with your kids while you can? You know? Because if this flares back up and the country has to go in full lockdown, I don't know. I don't know. Sadly, Phoenix never went into a full and proper lockdown. And so our numbers never were as good as they were trying to advertise them as. And now the data has come out to state that Phoenix at one point was the worst in the entire world for COVID for a short period of time. And I'm like, oh my God. Why? And it's just, that's why I stay home. That is why I stay home. And so, yep, that's going to be my discussion with this new doctor. Listen, you need to have weekly visits with me or whatever. You're going to have to do them televisits because I am not leaving my house after, mid-September. Because I know I have to go in and see Janine after this appointment. But that's it. Then I'm staying in the house. If it can't be delivered, well, I guess I don't need it enough. That's how I look at it. I'm not going anywhere, folks. Till we know what's coming down. I just know this winter we're going to have cold, flu, bronchitis, pneumonia, and Delta, and whatever Epsilon proves to be. So, if you're wondering what I mean by Epsilon, it is the next in the Greek letters. And that seems to be how they are naming the COVID variants, is through the Greek alphabet. So, Epsilon is next. Anyway, so that is 2 of our colors. I think that's all of our, well, we have one more yellow, but it's a very, very, very pale butter yellow, and it's a lot of diamonds. So, that's it for this today. I'm going to go on and work on my Haunted House Haid. Ooh, or Haid. Oh my goodness. Haunted House DAC. Sorry about that. Tired brain. Need a lot more coffee. My thoughts and prayers are truly and honestly with all of you. And I hope that you and your families are doing well and surviving this entire mess as safely as is possible. And if not, please know that my heart is with you. I know that loss, and I wish that I could reach out and hug you and try to comfort you. So, at least virtually I'm able to do so. God bless you all, and I will see you again very soon. Please leave comments. Please like, comment, subscribe if you're not subscribed. I'd love to know who's out there and what do you plan for this week. I'm bored here at home, okay? Bye, everybody.